All right, kids, it is April 10th. Gathering at City of Lawrence Board of Parks and Recreation, our regular monthly meeting on this lovely, rainy, it's National Golfers Day for those of you who golf, so I decided to throw that, my 2 cents in there. Thank you, Dee, for getting the minutes all taken care of for us here. So, did Dee do it or you?
No, that was him that did it this time. I was going on the March meeting.
I would like to strike that from the record. Mr. Martin, I'll give you a hug later. Give you some affirmation. All right, real quick, thank you, Mr. Eric, for getting that done. I would entertain a motion unless there are any additions, subtractions, corrections.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Real quick, the $1 million issue is, I would just want to say, from the Collier administration and the Whitfield administration, working with their teams each, primarily Corey Korn with the mayor, Collier, working with Leandre Level with Mayor Whitfield, we ventured into a great unknown on Monday with the eclipse. Dee and I were talking. It was crappy weather tomorrow, today, last night, and we were able to squeeze it in. But not only from the executive side, I want to give a shout out, as I always do, and Eric is a dear friend of mine, even though I know it might kill him to hear me say that, but Eric is a dear friend. But Eric, the boys in the back, Ronnie and Bobby and RJ, shout out to Chief Woodward, and then Chief Bigsby and their teams for help planning this out. Jimmy Hennigan, the folks at Utilities. Eric, what would you say if you had to give a head count or a car count?
We estimate there was about 750 cars in Community Park, and then, of course,
Folks wandering in.
those that walked in or
Rode in.
bikes. So
Yeah, we entered a year and a half or so ago when they said, we're going to have an eclipse, let's have a big party. And you saw throughout central Indiana, you saw what was happening out at the racetrack. You screwed up in reverse again. Eric's heard me say that a million times because the citizens of Lawrence expect us to have a spring fling, a fall festival, Christmas, Little League. I'm missing something. I get all that, but it's a great job. And like I said, we didn't know what the hell we were doing when we got into this and pulled the thing off without a glitch. So outstanding on both sides of the aisle. Real quick, Eric, when might we get rid of the Lee Road junk?
now that we have got this week behind us, we'll all get our dumpster out there and we'll get that done.
All righty. Lizzie, we got rain going. I'm going to dovetail this on you and Mr. Eric here. How are our pollinators doing, and because I'm a novice here, what kind of maintenance, encouragement to develop do we have to do? Anything?
Well, I went over to Richard Street Park, and Eric and I had talked, and for best practices, when you do the mowing, you probably have looked at Veterans and Jen Park and Lee Road Park, how the native pollinator-friendly plantings were planted in strips.
Right.
And that's because it helps the insects, gives them time to hatch. Some of them need the tall things and some need the short area, so we're giving them a little bit of both. And the areas that the strips of growth will be mowed in May once it's been warm and all the solitary bees, the solitary bees that nest in the stalks and stuff
Right.
have hatched and flown away and started pollinating. But I did have a question. I think someone mowed Richard Street, just mowed everything, and I'm wondering if it was the people in the neighborhood or Department of Public Works or.
We haven't mowed over there yet this year, so I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I've strip patched that.
Yeah, I know you did. So someone got a little overzealous. Yeah, and did that. So in regards to that, and we planted another strip over at Jen Park. Eric went out with the seed planter, what's the official name of it?
Slice cedar.
Slice leader, yeah.
And,
Say that real quick.
Planted that last November, and once again, it'll probably be sleep this year, creep, bleep, so, but that,
This is just enough, and I know the native plants to any region, they become tolerant. They develop a tolerance, to the climate and the like. But yes, last year was so incredibly dry, the second half. What kind of damage? We possibly won't know until May and until they come up.
No, these are all native species, so they're used to,
Should be tolerant to Indiana. Okay, I didn't, like I said, it's a novice question, but
no,
had to be asked.
They we'll keep our eyes on them, but
Yeah.
they should be going well. And then the other thing, has anyone talked about, like we had talked about the low mow area at the park?
that's kind of where I was going to. Where were we?
we were going to set some areas aside, and we need to reconvene and discuss that.
Okay.
What areas we can,
What park? Yeah, because I was kind of thinking of that. We have some of our, I hate to call them lower end use parks. But at the other, because I also thought Richard Park could be kind of part of a low mow area, but it's just like we had somebody cutting down our pollinators already, so we don't want to piss off the wrong collection of folks when you're trying to do something, worthy. So probably if you set something up, let's get together. If we have to, we can go out and meet at a couple of parks.
And get some
Mark it off, yes.
signage and make an explanation.
I don't-
Do you need an explanation of low mow areas? Or y'all know what they are?
Yeah, you can explain that if you like.
Okay. Low mow areas are areas that the turf grass is allowed to grow, and it's only cut twice a year, and it'll get up to about that high, but it's mowed so that it won't turn into scraggly trees and stuff like that. But it reduces your costs because you're not mowing 15, 20, 30 times a year, and that adds up. That's manpower and gas, and reduces pollution. Air pollution from mowing is 5% of the pollution in this country, and asthma is a big deal with kids, and it's exacerbated by air pollution, so we're thinking globally and acting locally if we are reducing air pollution by reducing mowing where it's possible, and we have implemented a low mow zone area in my neighborhood, Kensington Farms, and the neighbors were very resistant at
At
first.
first, yep.
And
Yep.
we designed it so it's kind of like an undulating pattern, kind of like a wave, and it kind of looks like the savanna. The grass gets this tall, and it's very attractive. So we'll continue working on that. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
All right. Eric, I'm going to tie these next two together. We remember last year we had issues with our piggish behavior from our Sunday soccer folks. How is that going? I was tying that in. How are we doing on our vandalism and break-in stuff?
on the latter, we haven't had any
Okay.
situations. The soccer program officially didn't start until this coming week.
Okay, I knew we were getting close. Okay.
So we'll have to remind those individuals.
Yes,
But
Let's reach out to folks ASAP and go, guys, we're not going to have, here are the terms of being able to play out here. If we have to do extra pickup, you're going to pay extra dollars, please. Are we starting any projects coming up?
we are still trying to get the playground in at Community Park. We just have ran out of
Days.
days, yeah. So we're mowing some. We mowed here at the Government Center today and other locations, but
Eric, I've got a question.
yes.
Talking about mowing, how many mowers do we have, riders?
5.
Are they still on a rotation?
Yeah, we're due to have one rolled out this year. And we're in discussions with the controller on how to do that. whether we're,
I know the police department, when they had the rotation on the police car, they kept them really up to date. You know, that really worked well for them,
and same thing with us, with our road fleet and our mowers, and they're on again, we've got 5, and they're on a 5-year rotation, so hopefully we'll get that one out this year. And
Ms.
we hire
Puckett, are you
somebody
wet?
yet? Eric, did we hire
not
someone
yet.
Not yet?
No, Ronnie Sandlin came back part-time.
Oh, okay.
Good.
We have not gotten a full-time position yet.
Okay.
When ain't there?
So we still have an opening there then?
Yes, yes.
Ms. Puckett, glad to see you. I had track practice while you were there in the back, and my hair gets curlier.
Like I smell like worms, so I.
Oh, I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that. I smell like worms. Good to see you. Eric, real quick, Little League start times, dates, all of that happening so we can get it in the record. I know you were going to say it, but it's in my notes.
This Saturday, the 13th, OYO opens with their parade and opening day if weather permits.
Right.
And then FC Pride actually will start their game. They've had some games.
Right, they were back there last one, yep.
But their rec league will start on
Okay.
Saturday. And then Saturday, the 20th, Fall Creek softball and baseball will
Okay.
start.
Real quick, so we used to have regular meeting. Anything damaged stuff, anything that need to be addressed over at Cultural Campus?
Besides the irrigation, we've
Right.
got a vendor going over to look at that. When they put the fencing in for the Starrett
Right.
Center, hit the irrigation, and we haven't,
And that's what they,
so hopefully he'll get that done yet this week, and
I couldn't do it anymore, but I would have at one time.
I think that's it.
All right, last thing, and then I'll turn it over. Any talk about our parking lots or our need ARP money? Where are we at? When I say we, I'm just talking about the Parks Department.
As far as I know, we're still on track. The administration has met with the council, and I know the council has a meeting on Monday. I'm not sure what the particulars of that meeting
Okay.
are, but they're talking about a bond issue to include the lease purchase vehicles and equipment that's been put on lease purchase, and doing that with a bond issue, and which will lighten up ARPA and our general funds for other
Got it.
things.
All right.
So our money would come from where? Where would the money come from for the parking lot?
For the parking lots, probably ARP, and then also it could come out of the bond issue if the bond issue is large enough to pay for the lease. We've got a bunch of vehicles and equipment on lease from fire and police and everybody. Paying those off with the bond issue, and then some capital funds available for. We've turned in, as far as the department, the quotes for the community parking lot at Community Park, and then also Veterans Park.
Right.
And pathways at Veterans Park.
Got it. Got it. All right. Colleagues, you have questions for Mr. Eric?
ATVs. I've seen ATVs over at the soccer.
Community Park.
Yeah, running around on the.
Yeah, we've got a mayor mail the other day about that. There's not much that I can do about it
Yeah.
besides,
You can't, I mean, you're not going to stop it, but
Right.
just keeping an eye out for it to,
yeah.
if there's anything.
But again, that would be the police department would have to,
Yeah, that's right.
those kids.
How are they doing on patrolling the parks? I mean,
You know, we haven't had the discussions about Gen Park that we were having. so
Right.
I haven't heard anything
increase
about that.
that. So, again, we haven't had much, we had spring break and didn't have any vandalism. So hopefully they're doing better.
And somebody was driving back through the Lee Road Park too. So
Yes.
Tire tracks back there.
Okay,
So I don't know if it's an ATV or a car.
okay.
Somebody's going back there.
The ATVs are coming from the neighborhood. there, it
Yes.
seems
They're
like.
in our neighborhood,
Yeah, I see them going down.
going down the street.
pathways all the time. So I think that's something that we're going to have to just keep an eye on and encourage the department to,
And just, you know, keep an eye out for them.
Yeah.
Let them know that,
yeah, scares me to death to see
'cause
them.
if somebody sees it and then just lets it go.
Right.
They see it and let it go, well, then they think it's okay.
Yes.
We get more of it.
Yeah. So we're discussing with them when we see them, so.
That'd be good.
All right, anything else? Questions? Go ahead, Ms. Aaron.
I asked Jeff about this earlier, and he said to talk to you about it. Are they doing windscreens at the pickleball courts?
We have not got those on order. That was something we discussed last year, and it was,
Because I always thought we didn't need to windscreen the whole thing, but definitely the west and south.
they want yeah, that's the primary, at least the corner.
Right.
So it cuts down, so we will revisit that and see where, I know we got some pricing on it last year, probably. It was actually the same people that did I know the ones at Belzer and Lawrence Central.
Okay.
But we'll get some, I don't think we have to have it monogrammed and that sort
No.
of, it's a way to pay for it.
I can go draw on it if you
Yeah.
want.
You can do it once.
Artwork, do a mural.
Anything else? Mr. Eric, you got anything? Report back?
No, you've covered most of it. We did have a great spring fling. Almost 500 kids registered, 489, I think,
Oh, wow.
was the.
Once more, screwed up in reverse. You're going to have to do it again next year.
We talked about the eclipse. Yes to Lawrence is our next event. Will be at Civic Plaza on May the 11th. And the city does have a new events coordinator, Jamie Wyrich. She came from us from the YMCA.
And why? Okay.
Great addition, so. I'm sure you'll see her out doing a lot of work. She was out doing some fundraising today, so that's,
And speaking of that, I know that you don't, when I was teaching, I always told the kids, don't wish your life away, but I know our next big one is 4th of July and monies for fireworks and that and the like.
that's what we're working on.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And lastly, Play Park is in the new century. We've got automatic locks and
Oh, really?
everything on the bathrooms, so they open at 8 a.m. and close at 8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Haven't had any issues yet.
Coach Reeser, he's going
So
Oh, yeah.
to offer sacrifices.
what time are the lights set at pickleball court?
Should come on at about 6 p.m. and then go off at 10. If that's any different, let me know.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's,
Yeah, I
I mean, this time of year it doesn't
Oh, right.
need to be 6. But
No.
but it's on a timer, and that's just that way we don't have to reset it every
Yep.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Anything else, Eric?
You've got in your packet,
I just saw that.
this is the timetable for the Next Level Trail Fall Creek extension. We discussed that it would be in 2025, the construction, but more than likely it'll be pushed back to 2026. It might start at the end of 25, but be primarily done throughout 26. The primary reason for that is just the permitting process through the federal government.
IDEM's got a say in it. Yeah, at the,
So
yeah.
we're in some
EPA.
very fragile areas there, so they say anywhere from 9 to 15 months on permitting.
Wow.
So we're hoping that it's the 9-month, but it's scheduled for the 15-month.
Where are we at on the the acquisition. I know tonight we've got a, project commitment from Central Indiana Community Foundation, but where are we at as far as procuring the monies, either from the grant, the city's matching part, and all of our partners? Can you give us a report?
So Central Indiana, we don't have the letter tonight, so that we're going to
Table it.
to bypass that, but I'll just give you the skinny on that. It's, so we're just looking for a commitment letter from Central Indiana Community Foundation for the balance of the 1.75 million that they are holding. It's right at 1.6 is what they're holding.
And this is by no means a negative, people, but how come we don't have that letter yet?
We kind of went back and forth,
Right.
whether an MOU
Right.
or a letter of commitment.
Right.
We've decided on a letter of commitment,
Letter of commitment.
and it'll be sent from Central Indiana Community Foundation to the city of Lawrence.
Got it.
So
Got it.
we'll just accept that letter as their commitment.
Got it.
With regards to the $5 million, the grant has been filled in. We hit a stumbling block, and hopefully it's resolved tomorrow, but we had, goes through various stages of,
Right.
classification and clearances and we had a hiccup on the Department of Workforce Development. The city was behind on some unemployment taxes or unemployment claim that was holding in that department. So as soon as we get that issued, then it'll
Okay.
be clear to go through that. So I didn't realize it was that strenuous, but
I
thank you.
didn't either, because, I mean, it is the government we're dealing with here. I mean, it makes no sense that these are two separate,
It goes through the state auditor's office. It goes through,
so a different set of eyes.
yes.
All right, geez.
looks at the city with different
Jesus.
lenses, and so hopefully that is done tomorrow, and then they we'll pass the clearance on that, and it'll be
Now,
available to us.
I know you're the one that's working with all this. Is this stuff, is it tedious?
It has been, yeah.
That's what I thought. Because when he had,
That's the understatement of the year. isn't it?
well, the thing about it, when we were working on writing the initial grant, Corey and I would spend 2-3 hours. I'm sitting there going, holy heck. And then when it was handed off to Eric to administer it,
Yeah, it's, but thank goodness, Dina, and we've got some friends at Indianapolis that are helping.
right. Our partners in Indy have been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that, we did have a walkthrough on April 1st. We actually walked the trail. It's going to be really nice.
Oh, I know.
To get the
Yep.
boardwalks up and things. It's, if you've never slowed down long enough on Fall Creek to look, it's a beautiful overlook of the creek, and it'll be really nice once it's completed. So I'll just go on with Next Level Trail 3, the Lee Road Trail. Trees have been removed. The utility work should be done by the end of this month, and construction should start 1st of May.
Oh, wow.
And they have a 120-day estimated completion time. They have until November to finish it, but they think they can
Do it before
punch it
that.
out pretty quickly. So
All right.
Very good.
the HOA at Watson Farms has been compensated and have moved their fencing.
Good. They better move it, daggone it.
What they do with the fence?
They stored it in our swimming pool area, so they're gonna,
That's funny. Which brings me to our white fences
okay.
at Community Park. How about getting, if they're not going to use it, how about getting some of that, if we're going to keep those white fences, because we got some broken
Yeah,
parts to it.
I would levy that we take them out.
Yes, thank you,
Or
yes.
something,
But we need to do one or the other.
Yeah, they need to go away. They've served their purpose.
yeah, and put something in that's more permanent. Watson Farms want to put theirs back up, so they've asked for volunteers from the community to put them back up.
Have you raised your
I
hand,
haven't volunteered yet.
Liz?
I would pull all that fence out.
Same here.
Yeah.
But we're volunteering you to put it back in. See? We're all behind her. We're behind you, win or
Way
lose,
behind.
win or tie.
He said way, way behind.
Yeah, way behind her, because I got a bad back, I'm old, I'm crabby. I'm as useful as a broken arm. All right, our other topic here, use agreement with Fall Creek softball and baseball. What's the poop?
I have signed from Will Jacobs an annual agreement for fields 1 through 9 at Community Park, and then another one for the field house at Lee Road Park. And we still need insurance from that group. But speaking to Virgil yesterday, they're up to about 250 kids. They're always scrambling.
Yeah, and that's kind of where that organization has plateaued out over the last 3-4 years.
They're trying to hold it together, but again, nothing special in the agreement. Just insurance and a copy of their board of directors.
Editorial comment, that's why I played baseball over there, grew up in Harrison Park, whole 9 yards. It's so imperative they get that parking lot, clean it up there, and the like. 'Cause that Little League provides a service to a different sector of our society. I played there. And it's our main park we have. It's in the middle. We got Franklin Road done. We have got to make sure that parking lot is taken care of. Plain and simple, because if we don't make a commitment, we're showing up the citizens. Well, you squabble amongst yourselves, nothing ends up getting done. The people end up getting hurt. I know that's old cliche civics, but it's the truth.
Correct.
And there's no reason with the number of events that we're holding that
Yep.
parking lot doesn't get fixed. People deserve it. I've ranted, that's enough.
People don't notice so much what you don't have. They notice what you have that doesn't look very good.
Right.
That's where we are with that.
Right, it's exactly. And people see something nice, I still believe they'll take ownership in it. And, like putting in the new playground and the like. Our parks get used by folks, and 99% of people use them right, and they are due a parking lot there, period.
It's a nice park, too.
Non-negotiable. All right, real quick, any question for Eric over the Fall Creek baseball agreement?
Franklin Road.
Okay.
You get any other questions for Eric on the agreement? You're fine. Fine.
They're using that field house out there. Are they?
Yeah, I don't know if they've used it they didn't use it this winter.
I go by there regularly of an
seen
evening,
anybody
and
out
I
there,
haven't
so
seen, yeah.
Again, I think it's just a opportunity for them to offer that to their,
That one, the storage shed that they've got next to it, is that theirs? I mean, it sits wide
anything
open.
that's out there is ours now, so.
Yeah, I understand. We own it.
Yeah, but
It
the
sits wide open.
storage shed we're gonna hopefully demo
Demo all of
everything
those there.
except the field house.
Good.
And Liz's building that she wants to put a butterfly orchard on, or butterfly.
are you
You want
gonna
to explain that, Liz, real quickly?
We're making her earn her keep.
Yeah.
Do something.
Well, right now, it's a little confusing, but we're planning on having a butterfly festival
I was gonna ask you that.
September 7th.
Right.
And we've been thinking it would be at Lee Road Park, and one of those blue, what is that used for storage?
It's the single car garage.
Yep.
Okay, and so I've talked to Kareth Flash, who is the
We're in
art
Sacramento, yeah.
teacher at Lawrence North, and she sponsors the Art Honor Society.
Oh, wow.
And her kids are interested and would be willing to paint a mural for like the Lawrence Butterfly
Really?
Festival, if we paid for the supplies.
Oh, yeah.
Could we put the supplies in the building?
Should be able to.
Yeah, it wouldn't be for long. So that is to add to that. But it hasn't been finalized yet because we're still figuring out exactly who is going to be the sponsor for the Butterfly Festival, and it might be at Richard Street Park.
Right.
So, but even so, I think
still
we
want a
should
mural.
still have that mural, okay? And then
Yes.
Mr. Martin had also suggested by the skateboard.
Yes,
park,
that also,
and
yep. Yep.
perhaps we could get more high school, maybe the Lawrence Central or someone to do a mural, because studies, I'm sure you all know,
Yeah,
studies have
ownership.
shown that if you put murals, then that reduces the tagging, the graffiti that people do. And
does.
it's
It's
just
like-
fun, and it's.
Ownership. It's our park.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Exactly.
So, but the Arts Honor Society kids, I went and talked to them, and we're going to get together again, and we're going to do a site visit so they can actually
Oh, okay.
see how.
What they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, I like it, yeah.
So the mural you're talking, making a mural on something that's already there, is that?
Yeah, it's a little.
It's the building, the most southern, right by the pathway, by the, it's where they used to store their golf cart and.
Okay.
Because it's basically, you had those two, what are there, two block houses out there.
Yes.
The or three if you count the batting cage thingy. But you have the concession stand and it's the other block house.
Yes.
Got it, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no more questions dealing with Fall Creek.
I got one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it was kids, it looked like kids' teams playing out there at Lee Road. I mean, I think it was before, CCA is using that now, are they?
It's on Tuesday nights, the only
Okay,
night
yeah,
that
it
they'll
was
be using
Tuesday
it.
night. It looked like there were kids' teams playing there, and they had uniforms, but it was when it was raining, so I couldn't tell.
Okay.
I wanted to go home.
We've had a lot of people
They played the heck out of it out there.
who've called about it, and I said, well, it's a skinned infield now. You're more than welcome to play on
Yeah,
it.
I don't care if they're doing it as a one-off, if they're doing it on a regular basis, we
yeah.
probably need to make.
Need to monitor and find out who they are.
Yeah, so
Maybe put that upon
let me know
me.
what evening, just, if it's any other night than Tuesday.
Tuesday, just
Yeah,
find out.
it was before I assume CCA is a little bit later,
Yeah.
and so it was before that they were playing, and I guess they were playing. Some of them looked like some of them were in the dugout, and they were walking towards the parking lot, so I couldn't really
Okay.
tell what they were doing, but it looked like they had uniforms.
And
on. I
it
don't
could just be
care.
somebody using it for a practice
Using it
venue
for
also.
practice or
Yeah.
something for one time, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm done.
Any other question? All right. Being none, I'd entertain a motion that City of Lawrence Department of Parks and Recreation enter into a when does that, start and end?
The fields go from tonight till October 25th. And then the field house goes from tonight till April 1st of next year.
Got it. Okay.
Subject to insurance.
Yes, subject to insurance verification and their board of director supplying that information. That's the motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Play some baseball. Lizzie, anybody have any more, any other comments? Good to the cause? Being none, stay dry.
All right.